happens. Our next guest was part of the DOJ until last December. Joining us now to sort of roll into this conversation is Jonathan Kanter. He is former Assistant Attorney General under the Biden administration, also a CNBC contributor. And I want to make this very clear, Jonathan, that UnitedHealth Group calling the Wall Street Journal story irresponsible. They say they have not been notified. There is a chance that the Journal story is incorrect. I want to make sure and highlight that very aggressively. But I don't think any of us on this desk here, and get your response, have seen this kind of a market value loss on a Dow component ever.
Yeah, so the consequences here, if the story is true and if the investigation results in charges, could be catastrophic for a company like United. The penalty of a criminal conviction here for United would be debarment. That means United would be out of business with respect to serving the federal government. And so Medicare Advantage and all of its work throughout its business that contracts with the U.S. government would be debarred, would be banned. And that would have a massive effect here. So it is not surprising to me that upon these reports, the market is taking this news very seriously.
Yeah, and I don't think the move down, respectfully, to the Wall Street Journal is all on that story. It's kind of to your point. I've talked to some people about this exact thing, and I want to be very, very careful with the language. UnitedHealth will likely say this is not accurate. They said on their statement that they believe deeply or something like this in their Medicare Advantage program. And this may not happen, but I think your point is well taken, Jonathan. This is not some fly-by-night operation. This is the largest healthcare insurance company in the United States. Do you think there's a chance that actually occurs?
Well, we are facing an environment where people are talking about tax cuts, fraud, waste, and abuse, and deficit spending. And so one of the biggest expenditures in the United States government is on healthcare. And so if it turns out that there is waste, or hopefully not, but fraud or other kinds of abuse, then it is not only relevant to the question about whether United has engaged in wrongdoing, but the consequences here, the victims here would be taxpayers, and not just in terms of higher healthcare costs, but deficit spending as well.
Sorry to jump in here. I want to ask you this, though. We know there's fraud in Medicare. That's not our opinion. The General Accounting Office has said it. It's $125 billion per year. But that doesn't mean that these companies, UnitedHealth or anybody else, had anything to do with it, right? This should be bad actors who scam the system, erroneous payments, somebody in, Russia who's a hacker, who, whatever it might be. Let's be clear. There is fraud in the system. The government admits that, but that doesn't mean it's the companies.
Well, that's right. And I think that the reason why that perhaps the market is reacting the way it is a suggestion, again, whether it's true or not to be determined, that the largest healthcare company in the United States might be engaging in this conduct. And one of the areas that generates a lot of interest here is a practice in the industry more broadly called upcoding. That means making people look sicker than they are or overworking them from a healthcare perspective and then billing back taxpayers for that work.